Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to the 3rd of July. Hope you're getting ready for the 4th and all the funs and fireworks that'll happen there. And want to thank you for joining us today as we head into the holiday. And that means there's a short trading day today. People will head out and head off for the 4th of July and be back in the office hopefully on Friday for some trading. And we'll talk about that and some more economic numbers that should be coming out today when Dave joins us here in just a few seconds. Before we do that, though, let's not forget that there are so many things that were out of our control. However, you can take control of your investment portfolio by knowing the amount of risk you have in that portfolio versus the amount of risk you should have in that portfolio based on your current circumstances. The closer you are to retirement, the less risk you need in your portfolio. Give me a call, 863-382-0037 to schedule your core retirement analysis. We got Dave coming up next.
FM counting crows. We're counting dollars at the moment, not crows. Time to check in on your money. See how Wall Street is faring this morning. Spoiler alert, pretty darn good as of yesterday anyway. Time to check in with Phillip Statler from Statler Financial Services in downtown Sebring. Boy, kind of a fun day. Couple of new records, Phillip. How you doing?
Yeah, it was, Dave, especially consider what you and I saw yesterday morning. Definitely, Powell's speech was beneficial to the stock market.
That would be one way to put it. I kind of had a hunch that in an international forum over in Portugal that Powell might be just a little bit more candid than he is when he's talking to pressers and Rotary clubs. And he basically said that while he doesn't see a reason to reduce rates yet, he does see a decided trend toward disinflation and that things is working out just about the way we planned, was basically what he said. And boy, oh boy, the market like that. We set a new record up above 5,500 in the S&P for the first time ever. First closed above 18,000, new record on the NASDAQ exchange. And heck, even the Dow was up 162 points. So we start the morning at, 39,332. They kind of liked what Mr. Powell had to say, didn't they?
Yeah, they really did. And so they really bounced off of kind of the lows of the day when he did his speech. So, and it is, I mean, it does give us some hope, but we still have to deliver, right? The numbers still have to come in where they need to be for the Fed to take action to lower interest rates.
Yeah, absolutely. And the indications this morning are that we're actually moving in that direction for them. First-time jobless claims on the government data dump this morning showed 238,000 first-time jobless claims, little tick up from what they expected, but also the highest number in a year, which, I mean, I hate to cheer for people being out of work, but we really are kind of shooting for that 4% unemployment number that's supposedly the normally functioning economy. So it's that bad news equals good news numbers. And then we come out with the ADP private sector employment numbers in advance of the big one that comes out on Friday from the government, and they had the lowest numbers of created jobs in the private sector in 5 months, only 150,000 jobs created last month. If you're looking for indications of an economy that's slowing the way Jay Powell says they want it to, I think we're there, don't you?
Well, it does look like it on the employment front. However, we had the JOLTS report come out yesterday, and it was up, right? They expected 7.9 million job openings. It actually came in at 8.1 million job openings available. So if you need a job, there's a job out there. It may not be the one you want, but there's a job out there for you.
And, I'm looking at this thing, and I put the two things together. You take the JOLTS number. I was waiting for you to give me the bad news, good news, or the opposite. And we rise to an unexpected high on job openings, but the job creation number was the lowest in 5 months. My bull crud detector's going off somewhere in there. Somebody can't do the arithmetic.
Well, we know ADP is not always the most accurate, right? Because they are just dealing with kind of their payrolls and their clients and that kind of stuff to get those numbers. And not everybody uses ADP. And so, we'll see on Friday what that unemployment number looks like, because that may give us a better indication.
True. I mean, I've always said about ADP, they generally get the direction right, but they don't have the absolute number right. So it will be interesting. I'm encouraged by the direction, at the very least, indicating an employment market that's starting to get a little bit closer into the point of equilibrium anywhere where there's a job for everybody, but we don't have 10 jobs for everybody, right?
Well, that's right. Absolutely.
Understood. Oh, New Planet heard from. RBC Capital Markets projected a new year-ending number for the Standard & Poor's 500, and keeping up a pattern I've been cracking wise on for a long time. They took the number we're at, added 5%, and said, oh, we're going to be up at 5,700 at the end of the year. They're going to do this until December 30th, and then say, see, we nailed it, right?
That's right. I think if that's the one I saw, kind of the headline, is the analyst also said she was scared to make that prediction.
I'm still giggling about the range. I mean, we still got, I think it's Goldman, one of the big banks, is still saying we're going to end the year at 4,200, which would, be one of those predictions about nuclear Armageddon by comparison. So I mean, it's literally, it's all over the place as to where we're going, which is kind of an indication of how the big overeducated green eye shades of the world. They have no idea where we're going, so how in the heck are two talking heads in Sebring, Florida supposed to be able to predict it, right?
Well, exactly. I mean, nobody knows. I mean, it just takes one event to affect the markets, and we still got an election to go through, so who knows what's going to happen.
Absolutely. Talking about world markets and everything affecting it, when you get to the futures, we're not going to be happy with the price of oil. And prediction out this morning that the price of oil is going to continue to go up because, well, if nothing else, active hurricane season, when that happens, they start shutting down the rigs out in the Gulf of Mexico, and that'll cough up the supply down again. And compare that with the unrest in the Middle East, we're starting to trade oil up into some really uncomfortable ranges, aren't we?
We are. We are, and that's showing at the gas pump as well. So we continue to hope and pray that they can get that under control and bring that price back down again. We would like to see oversupply for a change.
It would be nice. We can't control the weather, but at the very least, if we can find some semblance of stability in the Middle East, at least it'll help one of the market effects anyway. We're not really into earnings season for this quarter yet, but we've still got some stragglers finishing off the end of last quarter. How we doing selling booze these days? Constellation Brands, I understand, had a report.
Hey, Constellation had a good quarter when it comes to earning. They beat by 11 cents a share, came in at $3.57. And their earnings revenue was up 6% year over year. However, it was slightly below expectations for the quarter. Not by much, but just a little bit. They're actually trading up today, 3.7% right now. So a good little bump for Constellation Brands.
Good to hear. But speaking of interim reports and whatnot, Tesla reported their car delivery number for the first time in eons, from what I've been reading. They actually delivered more cars than the market expected them to. So I think they might have been our big stock gainer for the day yesterday among the big stocks that were out there.
Yeah, I think they popped like 10% yesterday, and they're up another 2 or 3% this morning.
Yeah, about darn time. Once again, resetting the table, it was an up day yesterday off of some good economic prognostication from Jay Powell. Maybe we got a formula here. Send the guy out of the country and our stock market goes up. Is there a hint there somewhere?
Hey, maybe so, Dave. And since the job numbers came out, unemployment numbers come out, we've got actually a kind of reversal here. Not everything is going green, but everything has improved from earlier this morning. The Dow's actually slightly green, like a dollar. And the S&P 500 is down less than 0.1%, and the NASDAQ 100 is down a little less than 0.2%. The Russell 2000 is actually up 0.25% this morning. So kind of a mixed bag as we get started. On the other side of the coin, we've got a lot of green ink. Silver's made a huge jump this morning, up almost 3.9% to $30.81 an ounce. Gold's up 1.2% to $2,361 an ounce. Crude oil, like you said, is up about 0.1%, Dave, but it's down substantially from yesterday's number. It's at $82.89. Yesterday we were like up at 84 something.
I'm still looking for that $60 number some wag was predicting.
Me too. Did you go find it somewhere?
No time on my lifetime, I'm afraid. Overseas markets, the Asian Rim market kind of had one of those days. Everything was up except the mainland Chinese markets. They do have a little bit of a zero-sum attitude over there. Chinese markets off by about 0.5% on the mainland. Everything else was up substantially. Europe, looking at our close from yesterday and a few records, they're pretty much up consistently across the board, between 1/3 and 0.5% halfway through the European trading day today. Getting our retirement in place and in a plan, that gets more important the older you get. And since I'm real old, how do I find you to get my retirement in place?
David, give us a call at 863-382-0037 to schedule their core retirement analysis. And then join us this weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk, 7:30 a.m. and 95.3 FM.
And I'll be back again tomorrow morning to tell you what's going on overseas, and I'll see you on Friday. Fair enough?
Fair enough, buddy. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services, Phillip Statler. Do you actually read?
Hey, folks, again, I want to thank you for joining us today. Hope you have a blessed 4th of July. Be safe, and I'll catch you again on Friday. Take care now.